Welcome to the Cryptonomatron. Thanks for joining me again today, guys. And in today's video, we're doing a token to watch, and that token is Fabric. But if this is your first time watching my channel and you're into cryptocurrency, ICOs, Bitcoin, blockchain, and other related stuff like that, then please click on that subscribe button and click on that bell notification icon as well, and you'll get notified as soon as I upload new content and as soon as I go live. Okay, thanks for doing that, guys. Let's get on and have a look at this Fabric token. So what is Fabric token? Well, it is an ecosystem that aims to empower individuals and businesses with easy access to blockchain technology and smart contracts by providing a bundle of user-friendly software. So the products within the Fabric token ecosystem will focus primarily on helping people of any background to create and deploy their decentralized application, or dApp, without the specialized computer programming knowledge they would normally need. Sound familiar? That's because Sparkster that I reviewed yesterday was trying to do a very similar thing. But Fabric token is not trying to scale to 10 million transactions per second. They are just providing the ecosystem and letting people get on with it. So let's take a look at it, starting off with the competition. So the one thing that these projects all have in common is that they're trying to build an interface that will allow you to build smart contracts, create smart contracts, and maybe even launch a token, even launch an ICO with absolutely no programming or development knowledge whatsoever. Now, I reviewed one yesterday. It's called Sparkster. It's quite divisive. A lot of people don't believe that the technology is what it says it is, or they can even scale to the reputed 10 million transactions per second that they're aiming for, but that's one nonetheless. Another one is Ether Party as well, had an ICO last year. Wasn't really a successful ICO, that one. It's a lot of people dumped when it hit the exchanges and a lot of people lost money. I don't think it's even gone over ICO price since it launched. Another one is Crowd Machine, launched off ICO very, very recently. And finally, Blockcat as well. And those are the four different competitors that I want to mention today. Let's get a look at some of them that have already launched on CoinMarketCap then. So first off is Ether Party. The token ticker is Fuel. As I said, it dumped after it launched on the exchanges after ICO, and it has never recovered really. It's been down in the doldrums. A lot of people, especially on social media, are backing this and saying it's a really good project, which I thought as well at the ICO stage, but it really hasn't fulfilled any promise. Market capitalization, however, is almost at 27 million US dollars. Total supply is pretty high at $1 billion, and circulating supply just under 500 million. It's currently sitting at just 5.5 cents, 755 Satoshi, 9,587 Vitalik. So yeah, it's not really fulfilled any promise. And again, it continues to languish at about the same level. So Blockcat now, and it's had a much lower supply as well than Ether Party, only 7.36 million CAT in circulating supply. Total supply is 9.2 million as well, so very, very low. And looking at this with a cap of $3.1 million, this looks quite promising and quite tempting, I should say, but volume is very, very low as well. You've got to see that it's only 8 Ethereum in the last 24 hours. So you could get lumbered with it, is what I'm saying. There's no liquidity, and again, if you stock up on this, trying to get rid of it in a hurry might be a problem. Let's have a look at the markets it's available on then. So Cryptopia, IDEX, and Radar Relay, so only minor exchanges, and that probably explains why it really hasn't grown very much since it launched. So last but not least is Crowd Machine, and it's languishing at about 4.7 cents, 645 Satoshi, 8,204 Vitaliks. And total supply is higher than the others. It's at 2 billion, would you believe? Circulating supply, we don't know yet, because as I said, it's just gone on CoinMarketCap a few days ago. Volume is pretty high though, just short of 500 Ethereum in the last 24 hours. And again, we'll need to wait and see what the circulatory supply is to have a look at the market cap. Now, where is it? Is it available? Well, it's on a couple of bigger exchanges, Bitforex, CoinHub, and HitBTC as well. So it really hasn't fulfilled its promise after launching, which is a shame really, because it did look like quite a viable project when I took a look at it before the ICO. So what are the problems that they're going to solve with this project? Well, the first one is technical and financial challenges of smart contract development. And as I've mentioned in many other videos, it's very difficult, expensive, and time consuming to actually develop your own blockchain, to develop smart contracts on other platforms. You have to get developers, and they're few and far between. So by having a platform that you can just basically, anybody can use, any layman can use, that is the aim here, to basically make everybody a developer using a drag and drop interface, much like Wix does for websites. The second problem is accessibility and financial inefficiency in blockchain adoption and smart contracts. Now, businesses, if they're looking to actually implement blockchain and smart contracts, then it's again, it's a very difficult process, unaffordable for many small and medium-sized enterprises. So the third problem is the current challenge of intra and inter-organizational business processes. Now, it sounds complex, but to explain it very simply, there's no trust. There's no trust between business departments that operate separately, such as HR, accounting, and operations, for example, and there's no trust between different organizations as well, completely different companies. So that is a big problem. So businesses at the moment have to rely on intermediaries who therefore ensure the trust and monitor workflow execution. But again, this is problematic. So the aims of Fabric Token and their solution to those problems is by building an ecosystem that is going to empower you as the individual without any specialized computer programming knowledge to build decentralized applications. So to do so, they're going to have an ecosystem that consists of 4 different parts. One part is the Fabric Token, which is the payment utility within the Fabric Token ecosystem. The second part is the Fabric Store, which will be a decentralized marketplace for smart contract components. The third part is Token Gen, which is the ultimate smart contract creator for a token economy. And then the final part is the Decentralized App Workbench, or dApp Workbench, and that will be the business application platform for incorporating blockchain and smart contracts into business process modeling. So I've used this Statista website several times to illustrate the size of the potential market for blockchain in the near future. But it's important to note that, statistics aside, and I can rattle off as many of them as you like all day long, it's important to recognize that if you make things easier and you make things more accessible, you can actually grow your market a lot larger. So that's exactly what Fabric Token are trying to do. Now, in terms of statistics, I'm going to give you some anyway. I know I said they were boring, but they are, and we have to deal with that. So the size of the blockchain technology market worldwide, and I'm not referring to the capitalization of the cryptocurrency sphere here. I'm talking about what revenue will blockchain actually generate in the coming years, and it's going to grow exponentially. It's going to grow to a very impressive $2.3 billion by 2021, and I think that is a very conservative estimate indeed. I can see it growing much faster and going way beyond that. Let's look at the core team very briefly now. They're only 3 members strong, so the team is very localized and very small in this project. Now, Nikolai is the CEO, and he's worked on security framework, software security for British Royal Institution, and he's got a background in software development. Marin is the CTO, Chief Technical Officer. He's got over 10 years of experience in projects from web development, systems, apps, and low-level embedded programming. And then Doncho, he's the COO, operations guy, and he's an entrepreneur in digital marketing and has a background in software development as well. So they have experience in what they're doing. They're part of another company, and this is a project of that company from what I can gather. There are 6 advisors on this project. Dimitar is responsible for advising on business and legal framework. Krastiu is responsible for technical consultation. Marianne is a business landscape analyst and BPM consulting. But BPM is business process management, and he's experienced in that as well. He was working on projects that were financed by the World Bank, European Union, and other funds as well. Milen Ivanov, he is responsible for advice on market research and project economics. He worked in the New York Stock Exchange, interestingly enough. And Petya Valkova, she is advising as a project management consultant as well. Simeon Karavanov, I think I pronounced that correctly. He's the content editor, and he has worked as a professional reader for more than 5 years, and he's responsible obviously for the typesetting, the layout, and the English in the website, I guess. So in terms of partners, the company behind this project is Niquid Tech. As you can see here, they're empowering the world with blockchain technology. Very impressive website, looks very nice, and they are basically they are behind Fabric Token essentially, because they do mention it here. It says they are currently creating software for business process management that allows anybody to employ smart contracts, and that's exactly what Fabric Token is. So this project has little hype around it. It's gone relatively under the radar. It was even under the radar at ICO. It had a very low hard cap. We'll look at the ICO details later on in this video. But as it stands at the moment, the community is pretty good, actually, I feel, behind this project. But again, hype is quite low, and that's good, because I believe that it's got the opportunity to build a lot of hype coming into the next few months. And followers here on Twitter, only 1,400 really. On Telegram, only 5,267 members as well. So as I say, it's quite an underhyped project, but they have a social media presence, as you would expect. So there are 4 parts to the ecosystem, as we discussed earlier, the Fabric Token being one of them, and that's the payment utility within the Fabric Token ecosystem, basically. Then there's the Fabric Store. That's going to be the last thing that's going to be implemented here. That's a decentralized marketplace for smart contract components. Now, they've already got the Token Gen, which is the smart contract creator. It's already been demoed, and we can have a look at that in a second. Now, that will allow you to generate your smart contracts for your token and fundraiser. So you just go through a simple step-by-step process. There it is behind me, illustrated in the infographic. And you pay in Fabric Token, and then you get access to your fully tested and secure smart contract code right at the end of it as well. And that's the beauty of it. It makes it dead easy for anybody to generate smart contracts. Finally, there's the decentralized app workbench. Now, this is the business application platform, and that incorporates the blockchain and smart contracts into business process modeling. Now, this is a drag and drop interface. It will make use of the BPMN 2.0 standard, and it will enable the import and reuse of diagrams created using other BPMN tools. So it's a subset of the BPMN specification, and predefined smart contract components will allow the creation of fully automated workflows for various blockchain technologies, including but not limited to, as you can see from the infographic, Hyperledger and Ethereum. Okay, so I'm going to briefly walk you through the demo of the Token Gen interface, and it's pretty cool. I must say I'm very impressed with this. I used Etherparty before when they first launched their beta, and I'm way more impressed with this interface. It's far easier to use. So we go to create token page, so let's go there. Right, we have 3 choices. We have a burnable token, a mintable token, and a pausable token as well. So let's try a burnable token, because obviously if we're launching a fundraiser, you know, I would prefer a burnable token, so we can actually just get rid of the excess that we don't sell or we don't give out. So we click next. Now we get to select from 3 different fundraisers: a capped fundraiser, a finalizable fundraiser, and a refundable fundraiser. Now, a capped fundraiser allows you to hard cap the fundraiser a certain amount. Finalizable fundraiser, I'm not sure what that is. I need to reread the documentation. And a refundable fundraiser is one with a soft cap. So if the soft cap isn't met, then it will actually send back all the funds. So let's go for a capped fundraiser just now. So then we can insert all the details. So let's go and do that now. Let's call it the Cryptonomatron. Okay, there we are. Symbol will be, there we are. Conversion rate, how many per 1 Ethereum? Let's say 10,000 just to make it easy. Decimals 18, it's simplified. Start date, let's start it tomorrow. So what is it today? 27th or 28th of May 2018. Okay, 2018, there we are. And ends a month later on the 27th of June. Okay. A beneficiary, we have to put a smart contract address in there, an Ethereum address, sorry. And minimum contribution, well, we can make that 0.1 Ethereum. There we are. Maximum contribution, let's say, we don't want whales coming in, so let's cap it at 10, yeah? And we've not got a beneficiary. There we go. I think if you do it for real, it's going to cost you 100 fabric tokens to actually launch this. So that's not really a lot at the moment. That's only, at current prices, only about $10 to $12. So that's pretty good. So let's purchase it and see what happens. And there it is, it's sending it to us, and the MetaMask is telling us it's 2 cents in the Ropsten testnet. So let's submit that and see what happens. Okay, it's building it now. Could take a bit of time. So it started confirming the payment. It took a few minutes. Here we go, 30% done. So there we are. It's pretty much created the smart contract templates, the base template, the burnable token and cap fundraiser that we chose, and it's confirming payment at the moment. And again, there's the details. So very, very easy, nice to use interface, simple to operate. Yeah, anybody could do this. So the token is a utility token, and it's used to pay for products and services within the Fabric token ecosystem itself. Now, it's not meant to be used as a cryptocurrency, security, or anything else, so it won't attract any attention from the SEC or anybody like that, and that's important to note as well. Now, you'll be able to use it on the marketplace to buy products and services within the software that's provided by the Fabric token ecosystem, and that will be, you'll be able to pay for fundraiser smart contracts, as I just demonstrated there. I believe the price is currently 100 Fabric tokens, which is a bargain at the moment. Maybe not so in the not so distant future. And you can also use it to purchase decentralized app, workbench subscription, and pay for fees for you to actually use the ecosystem. So the token sale was successfully conducted back in February, but they didn't meet the hard cap, so they've burned some tokens. They did raise 2,617 Ethereum, and that was mostly raised in the first few days while hype was quite high about it. And now the circulating supply is 24.593 million Fabric tokens. That's 56.42% of the total supply. That includes the 1 million tokens for the bounty campaign and 8.75 million tokens for the project's 2 strategic partners as well. Now 12 million, or 27.52%, was allocated to the core team. Those will be locked until February the 15th next year, and then 7 million, or 16.06%, were allocated to the advisors, and they're locked for 6 months until the 14th of August 2018. So if you're going to invest in this project, you've got to bear in mind that those tokens over the next 8 months will come onto the circulating supply. So given the total supply and the ICO price of 11.25 cents per token, the total market cap of Fabric token would be around 4.9 million US dollars. So looking at CoinMarketCap, it's a whisker over 11 cents per token, or 1,530 Satoshis. The market cap is a paltry 2.76 million US dollars, but volume is pretty significant for a token that's only on a single exchange, and that is, it's peaking at 175 Ethereum per day. It's about 100,000 US, and it's steadily grown since it hit the exchanges only 3 or 4 days ago. Circulating supply, total supply, we discussed those already, and of course the circulatory supply will increase towards the total supply once the team and everybody else gets their token, so you've got to bear that in mind as well. But currently 11 cents for this particular token with the market cap where it is. This is a bargain, guys, it really is, and it just is around ICO price at the moment, and that's why I decided to bring it to your attention and make it one of my tokens to watch. Now, the fact it's only on one exchange gives it a little bit of an added value, because once it goes onto a larger exchange, and there are other exchanges coming for this token, it could potentially see some serious gains. Now, I think from here, and we'll discuss this in a little bit more detail later, I think there's potential here to at least see 10 to 15x on this token, even in a fairly unfavorable environment. It's doing pretty well at the moment. So there are no issues or concerns surrounding this project as far as I am aware, but if you know different, please post in the comments below, guys. This is a community. We try to help each other out here, yeah? So what's been happening with the project? Well, the version of Token Gen I showed you was 1.0. They are imminently going to release Token Gen 2.0. It was scheduled for April, I think, but now they've pushed it back to the end of May. And then after that, they'll work on the decentralized app workbench and release that as well. The tokens were unlocked on May the 20th, I believe. Bounty tokens have been distributed as well. And they are basically now in process of building the community, moving forward with the project as planned. Yeah, so it's looking very, very rosy. So according to the roadmap, we'll see the Token Gen 2.0 in May. We'll also see the dApp Workbench public beta in August 2018. I'm looking forward to that immensely. The dApp Workbench 1.0 will be released in October. November, we'll see the Fabric Store development start. January next year, we'll see the Fabric Store beta. March, we'll see the Fabric Store 1.0. And then 2019 and beyond, they'll be improving the Fabric token ecosystem. So what do I like about this project? Well, there are a lot of things I like about this project, and in fact, I invested at the ICO stage. So I liked it back then, and I like it even more now, and I'll tell you why. Well, it's at ICO price at the moment, which means you can still accumulate without having to pay a premium over those who already acquired it. And the reason this is a real good positive for this project is because you can get in at the same stage that you could have got back in February. And that means, again, opportunity knocks. Number two, this represents a bit of a bargain at this current price with the market cap that's so low and the token price so low. It is a bargain for what you're actually getting. There are other projects. I reviewed one yesterday. They're trying to raise millions upon millions of dollars based on thinner technology than this, and this has got a working product. There you go, working products, the next positive. Token Gen 2.0 and dApp Workbench 1.0 will be launching soon as well, and that gives this project added value. So you're getting in at ICO price. They're launching new software on the ecosystem. Again, you know, you're getting, it's more value being added to your tokens. And at the moment, as I mentioned, it's a low token price and a very low market cap. 2.7 million market cap is nothing. There are vaporware projects with $1 billion market cap. There really is. You know, this is just incredible. And this has got quite a low circulating supply. Yeah, it's going to be added to soon, but still, you know, 25 million of Fabric tokens is very, very low. And this has got very good liquidity as well at the moment for only being on a single decentralized exchange as well. It's quite incredible. And it's not on a big exchange yet, so again, opportunity is there. If you get it before it goes on a Binance or goes on a Bitrex, then you're getting it at an absolute bargain. And rest assured, if this does go on a bigger exchange, which it eventually will in the future, then you are going to be laughing all the way to the wallet. And other exchanges are coming, guys. I'm pretty sure of that. And the team as well, I like this, they're devs and they're competent in blockchain. Now, there might only be 3 of them, but they're good at what they do. Now, I reviewed a project yesterday that's trying to do something similar to this, but with more grandiose and ambitious plans. Now, these guys have already implemented. They've already got something tangible and concrete there. They've already got the working product. They've already demonstrated it. You can use it yourself. And they're not trying to, run before they can walk. So they're competent. They're already involved in blockchain. The team from the project yesterday doesn't even have any blockchain experience. Sure, they bandy about big company names like SAP, we work for this, we work for that, but they don't have any blockchain experience in the core team itself. This is all about the blockchain experience, guys. These guys run a blockchain company. And the team's committed to the project even after the drop in Ethereum prices since the ICO. Now, they didn't even reach the hard cap, and they didn't raise the money that they wanted to continue the project. But you know what? They dug their heels in. They said, stuff it. We're going to complete this because this is a showcase project for our company. And that's what they've done. And it's to be commended. It really is. You don't see many projects doing that these days. It's all about raising money, and running for the hills. And this is based in Estonia. This is another positive I see because Estonia is all about cryptocurrency these days, guys. I'm getting my e-residency in the next couple of weeks, and I'll do a video on that for you as well. Don't say I'm not too generous for you. And they have a friendly and active community too. I've only spent a limited amount of time with the community, but it's friendly, non-toxic, helpful. Yeah, definite thumbs up for that as well. And they're optimistic. And so they should be with this project. So they should be. And material is solid and very well put together as well. It does what it says on the tin. Website works perfectly. White paper's brief but well written. What more do you want? So let's take a look at the risks that might be involved in investing in this project. Well, the first one is it's quite a small and localized team as well. They're not really that international. They're not really big business. They are a small company. You can see that from their Niquid website. Again, it does pose a little bit of risk not being a global entity or, you know, having that support behind you. Again, there's no major partnerships or clients as yet. The only partner that I could find was that Niquid, which is really the parent company to Fabric Token. And as far as I can see, they don't have many clients yet. At least they're not advertising them on their blog or the website. It has a lot of competition as well, so it's up against it. It's got to go up against Ether Party, you know, and Blockcat and other more established competition as well. So it's going to be difficult, but not impossible for it to actually get some market share. Circulating supply is just about to increase as well with the team tokens going onto the circulating supply. So again, it's something to be wary of too within the next few months. And with that addition to supply could come a dump. You know, if some of the team or advisors need some money, then they're going to have to dip into their token fund, aren't they? And another risk here, because it's only on a single exchange, if the volume drops, then the illiquidity could be a problem for you. You could get left holding a bag. So it'll be crucial for this to grow. It's got to keep that liquidity it's already maintaining on IDEX. If it gets launched on other exchanges, as rumored at the end of this month, then the liquidity will increase. But again, if volume drops off, and you could get left holding a bag, is what I'm saying. And again, there's not much hype about this project yet, although I suspect that might change actually in the next few weeks. At least I'm hoping it will. And success of this project will depend on the clients using the ecosystem itself. It's not going to depend on us speculating on it on exchanges. It's going to depend on you know, clients actually using it. And I might even use it. So potential gains then, what I think it might do given the market conditions and taking into account previous similar projects. So first of all, ultra bearish market, well, it could potentially lose 40% from here. You know, if it doesn't pick up a little bit of traction, a little bit of hype, it'll just become an also-ran and pretty much forgotten. And then it'll be consigned to the annals of what could have been history. In a bearish environment, 20% losses from here are probably expected. You know, it could go down to 8-9 cents, and you know, again, it's, you know, it's going to affect all cryptocurrencies at the moment, so we have to bear that in mind, guys. Yeah, we're all really swimming in the same direction as the tide at the moment. In a bullish environment though, this is an easy 10x. I mean, look at the market cap, guys. It's only 2.7 million. You think it can't make 27 million market cap? White paper vaporware projects have made 10 times that type of market cap. This is an easy 10x gainer as far as I'm concerned. And in a perma bullish market, I didn't want to say 100, but I'm going to say 50. I'm sticking my neck out here. I'm going to say this could potentially do a 50x. So my recommendation here is to buy up to 18 cents at the current time. With the market sentiment the way it is, and we're in a bit of a bearish market, I think a buy up to 18 cents, and we're currently at just over 11 cents at ICO price. I think up to 18 cents still represents a bargain if you're trying to accumulate. And then my sell recommendation here would be around $1.95, because that's made you some decent gains. So to sum up, I think at this price, Fabric Token represents quite a good opportunity to get involved. I think this has got still a long way to go. It's got a low token price and a low market capitalization at the moment with a fairly low circulating supply. There's a lot of room and potential for growth here. They've got a working product, a dedicated team that are involved with blockchain. So I see this as quite a nice and relatively under the radar project. And one that I have been accumulating for the last few days, and I was also involved in the ICO too, and I'm still holding that baggie. So thanks for joining me for this video. If you liked it, please give us a like. Every like helps. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel and also click on that bell notification icon and you'll get notified of all my new videos and whenever I go live too. So that's it for me today, guys. Tomorrow I've got another token or ICO to review. I'm not sure which one I'll get done first. So stay tuned and you'll find out tomorrow, and it's another crypto banger.